lasted maybe a year, and they were gone. But I would believe, in my own opinion, the last family that's been in that house has been there at least 6 or 7 years, so they're there to stay at least. But my sister would say that there was a lot of instability in the last few families that lived there that she babysat for, which she would go back and actually babysit for in that same house, and she had experiences there too. I actually went back in that house when it was on the market to pose as a real estate customer.
A buyer?
Yep. I acted like I was interested in the house, and boy, did that guy try to sell me that house. It was comical, and I will walk around from room to room going, holy hell, this is so different. The guy's like, oh, yeah, it has this and it has that. He didn't mention the mold in the basement and all this other crap, so it's kind of like, yeah, you just want to sell the house. But I eventually told him, dude, stop trying so hard, because I used to live here, I grew up here, and it's not happening. I'm just coming back to see the house. And he was really upset to hear that, but I had to be honest. I couldn't stand the selling any longer. It was just out of control. It was just how great the house was and how wonderful. Hey. And I was just listening to fluff, and it was boggling my mind. And I spent 21 years in that house. I didn't want to hear it anymore. But I did go back. I had to.
Right.
It didn't kill me to go back. It didn't. It was just weird to see how people had decorated it. That's all. You don't think about. Hey, you think about the stuff, but you don't think about. I don't know. I mean, it's more like, wow, this is really ugly now.
Why did they put that color?
I mean, how would you feel if you went back and someone's trying to sell your house that you grew up in? It's the same thing. It's like, really, dude, like, you don't know this house a quarter of how I know it, and shut up. You just want the commission. But it was all good. I mean, the guy had no idea the house was haunted, and he shouldn't have. It's none of his business. And maybe it did leave with me. I don't know, but we'll never know.
Yeah. Wow. But
it was a rough road there. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there were terrifying nights in that house. Things moving, things disappearing, the voices, mostly the voices, the footsteps, just negative crap, just awfulness. I can't even. It's hard to go back there. It is. I can, but it's hard. It's hard, but I can talk about it.
Now, was there something that happened that made you guys decide to move out of that home and leave it behind?
No. My mother took a turn for the worse mentally. At that time, it was really weird because now I work with her side by side. She's a different animal. I love my mother now more than life itself. Back then, I wanted to kill her, and she wanted to kill me. In fact, she tried to kill me. And this is no secret. She actually tried to kill me with a knife. That house, my relationship with her was a different animal. And now it's just loving, and we both need something from time to time, and we're both there for each other. But back then, we were each other's worst enemy. And I could not. Well, I don't know if it's paranormal related. I mean, she was going through a bad divorce with my dad, and she hated me because I was an offspring of his, and it's real personal. But there was a vibe in that house that was just off course. It's just not right, and I don't explain. I mean, I can't explain it because the second I left that house and went on my own. My mother was. The relationship turned, and we were much closer and better, and everything was the way it should have been our whole lives. So I'm still trying to get used to having a close relationship with my mother. I'm still trying to rekindle the last half of my life here with getting used to a loving mother, because before it was really volatile. Everything was volatile in the house. Everything was volatile. My brother listened to Iron Maiden and Ozzy Osbourne. Had posters, horrific posters of Iron Maiden and Ozzy Osbourne on his walls. Now he's a deadhead. He when my I say husband, I'm sorry. When my brother moved out of the house, he became a deadhead. Like complete peaceful person, couldn't harm a fly, so benign, it's not even funny, the nicest person in the world. But when he left that house, he is a different animal. My mother was a different animal. I was a different animal. My father, I don't know, I don't think he changed too much, but my sister hasn't changed much either. But some of us became different animals psychologically after leaving that house.
That's awesome.
It's weird.
That's good.
It's weird. It is awesome, but when you think about it, it's kind of sad because it makes you wonder, like, what was it about that house that made people so mean and volatile and awful? It was a scary way of living.
It must make you appreciate these relationships so much more because you knew the extreme that they were before. And I mean, it was that desperate for me to get out of there that it was my last semester of college. I had no money. I was still in school. I emancipated myself from both my parents in front of a judge because I couldn't take them fighting anymore. I told the judge I've had it with both of them. I'm on my own. But I still had college left. I was in school full-time, 35 credits a month. I took the most credits anyone could possibly take because I wanted to pack all my classes and I was dancing. I was in school. I was doing everything I could to get away from home. I worked 40 hours a week. I was in school 35 credits a semester, and it was a really, really, really hard time for me. Psychologically, I almost blew my stack. A therapist told me once in the past that you're either going to do drugs and drink or you're going to go and be the over-ambitious type. And I went the second. I became over-ambitious because I had to spend my energy doing something other than nothing. And that's how I became the way I am. It drove you.
So a lot of good things came out of it. A lot of bad things came out of it. Am I ever going to get over living in a haunted house? No. No. Never.
It's funny how, I mean, living in that house, you've made it such a huge part of your life even now. You even if you want to talk about, well, first of all, before I forget, I want to wish you and your husband a very happy anniversary.
Thank
I know,
you.
a couple late,
Thank you so much.
days late, but I'm like, oh, I forgot to wish her. But
well,
anyway.
you guys are just 10 minutes from us. I'm sad that we didn't get together with you while you were up at the haunted Victorian there, but
we ate in your town. We're like, we should call Shannon.
Why didn't you call me? Are you serious? Like, we live in Leominster. It's not that big a deal, but we were just, you know what? We spent our 11th anniversary just eating cheese and crackers, looking at the view on the mountain, and drank a bottle of wine and listened to Frank Sinatra on the phone, and we had the most beautiful day Saturday. It was
Your
awesome. Flowers
were so beautiful. Like, I opened up Facebook, and I'm like, oh, those are gorgeous.
He got me simple roses with nothing else. I'm like, those are actually really surviving. I mean, I used to work for a florist. In fact, the florist I used to work for, I'm sitting on a couch right now. And those are nice roses. He got me some nice roses, and we went to dinner at the Outback, if you can imagine, because I didn't want anything fancy. I just said I want unlimited shrimp. It's on TV. And
they close at 9, though.
On Sunday.
Well, we made it there at 5:30.
Well, that's where we were originally. We were going to go eat last night because we were starving after, the whole day.
If you're ever in town, please just tell me. That's all. Just tell me, because I'm not inhuman. I can actually meet with people. It's not a big deal. I'm not.
We just thought it was late.
You don't have to go through my agent to call us to say you're in town. We're just practically regular people.
That's awesome. No, what's funny is we were, at Ocean State. That's where we met you, and your husband, which he looked familiar to us. But he came over. He sat at the booth next to us and talking to the folks there. And he was rocking around. And Steve's like, "Do you know who that is? He looks so familiar." I'm like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "I can't figure it out." We should have just went and asked him because I never saw him around you. And and it's fun because
until the end, right?
Yeah. Well, no. It's funny because I saw something with some posting of yours, and it had a picture of him in it, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, Steve, you're not going to believe who that guy is.
That's funny. He's usually around me quite a bit, but sometimes I have to travel without him. So, yeah, he pretty much looks the same all the time. That's my husband.
Whenever I talked to you, he wasn't around. And then we were down, we got some food off of the wagon thing, whatever. And he was down there next to us, and he was kind of walking around saying hi to everybody. Like, he looks
it's
really
all good. He kind of keeps himself. I mean, we do Paranormal TV, of course, but we're both so far removed from paranormal now because of all the BS. It's just he picks and chooses what he wants to be involved in. He's here. He's just around the corner for me. But we're both just so far removed from it all. We'll do selective things when it comes to. Of course, I did the autism benefit because Ken. I would give the shirt off to Ken, my back for Ken. But we're not really as involved. I mean, we're not out there to sell merchandise and make a living off of this. We're out there to just kind of please the folks that want us to be there at this point. So,
and that was such
we were
a
there
great
for we were there for Ken.
Yeah, he's such an outstanding man. We have very high regard for him, and we would do anything actually for Ken as well. He's a good man, a very, very good man, and so glad that we are able to know him. But I wanted to talk about your book. You wrote Paranormal to Unwrap. What brought you to write that book?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What brought you to write the book Paranormal Unwrap?
Oh, a phone call. Kitty Boyd called me one day and said, would you write a book with me? And I was absolutely elated because she's one of my favorite authors. And I read her Demons and Demonology 101, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and was just completely, thoroughly amazed at her research. Every question I always had in the paranormal was in that book, like right down to should I use a Ouija board to what's the name of these demons? And she answered all of that in one book. So when she called me and said, would you be willing to write a book with me, it was a no-brainer. I had never thought of writing a book before. It was awesome. Not everybody gets the opportunity to be asked to write a book and have a published book on the spot. A lot of people write a book hoping it's published. So I was immediately handed a contract by S.T.U.R.S Publishing, and they basically asked me, would you write a book? Like, wow. Okay. So I wrote a book, and my friend owns a beautiful place out in New Hampshire, a private ski chalet. So I said, Katie, you're going to come with me to a log cabin, and we're going to do this pretty much Kathy Bates style. We're going to stay in an old log cabin, and we're going to write and drink, and then drink coffee, and then drink alcohol, and we're going to write, and we're going to write, and we're going to light candles, and we're going to write. It was so, like the movie, it wasn't even funny. We sat in these two seats and just wrote and wrote and wrote, and we formed everything we needed to write. And then I went home and wrote more, and it was done. So the book was done, and we were able to write a book about everything Paranormal 101, basically. But unwrapped means there's a little bit more juice to it. So anyone that knows me knows I don't hold back, and I'll tell the truth because I get nothing to lose. And I'll share my knowledge to the best of my abilities. I will speak the truth to the best of my abilities. I have nothing to spare. And Paranormal Unwrapped, when we talked about writing a book, was me saying, I want to talk about what I know, but a little bit more. And there may be another book in the future where, like, holy crap, Shannon just said, what? Like, just stuff that we wanted to make sure that people that were wanting to learn about this stuff knew the downright nitty-gritty. So we came up with the book.
Yeah, and it's not just about ghost hunting. It's all things paranormal, which include, aliens and Bigfoot.
The Mothman.
The Mothman, yep. So
I included two alien experiences that I've had, 2 alien encounters that I had personally, and the rest was about research. Katie had some alien encounters as well, not uncommon for people involved in the paranormal. I just